Hello everyone, today we're going to learn how to make kimchi fried rice. And the first thing we're going to start with is a little bit of pork, and this is really thinly sliced pork. Honestly, it's very difficult to find outside of the Asian market sliced so thin, so you really got to hunt for it, and it is worth a trip to the Asian market to get the extra thinly cut stuff. And your other option is, of course, to use cubed pork instead. And once you have that cut like so, we're going to go ahead and use some green onions and our scallions, whatever you'd like to call them. And here we're just cutting them very thinly sliced with the edges removed. And these really add a nice little flavor kick to our fried rice. And just cut them just like so. Now we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of oil in the pan and make sure it's piping hot. Then the first thing we do is go ahead and add the pork. And right there, we're just going to put it in there. And the key with Japanese cooking in particular is that it's done almost like a wok, in the sense that it's super hot and you want this on really high heat and keep everything moving around in the pan as much or as quickly as you can. Now we fast forward a little bit. This is about where you want it, where it's not completely brown but pretty darn close. And you'll see there, right there, that's what it looks like, just a touch of pink left in the meat still. And next we're going to do is we're going to add sesame oil, and that is sesame oil right there. After we've taken out our meat, we're going to put it in there like so, and this is when the magic starts to happen. So once we have our sesame oil, we're going to go ahead, and this is a beaten egg. We have one beaten egg in here. I'm going to go ahead and mix it up and put it right in there like so. Now while the egg is still raw, this is really important, while it's still raw, we're going to take about 2 or 3 cups of rice and put it right on top and start mixing it together. If you wait until your egg is cooked, you're not going to quite get the same effect. So right after you put the egg in there is when you want to put the rice in there. That really helps the egg stick to the rice and mix it up all the way in between our fried rice. And we jumped ahead just a little bit. There you go, with that sesame oil and that egg that was still raw when we mixed it in there, you really spread the flavor throughout your rice. And that sesame oil really helps the flavoring. So now we're going to take our meat and we're going to put our meat right on top after we're convinced that the egg has been mixed up with the rice just enough. So the next step is to take our kimchi, and we're going to go ahead and add it in there. This really is to your own personal taste. If you like things spicy, like really spicy, go ahead and add some more. If you want just a little bit of extra kick to it, you can add just a little bit less. With the amount that we put in here is kind of the middle ground, but this really is to taste. There is no, set amount that you need to add. Now here, we're just going to go ahead and keep mixing in and mixing and making sure that we really spread that kimchi all the way throughout our fried rice. And it is more of an art than a science, as I'm kind of alluding to. And just go ahead and mix it and make sure that you don't burn your rice on the bottom of your pan. And rice is fairly hard to burn. As long as you're moving it around just enough, you should be okay. So the housewife really makes it taste excellent. And there you go, the scallions like we chopped up before too, that adds a little extra bit of flavor. And all of these things really in the Western kitchen with baking, everything is exact, but in the Eastern kitchen really it's all the taste. There's no hard and fast rules on the amounts. So here we're adding salt and pepper too, and these really do seal off the flavor that we're looking for. And once we've done that, once again, we just keep mixing and mixing to make sure the ingredients are blended together. And this one is probably one of the few Eastern dishes that they don't use chopsticks to cook with. There you go. Now we're getting some ginger on our grater. We're adding just fresh ginger right at the end, right on top like so. Not a ton of it, just enough for an extra little bit of hint of flavor. You'll see there, that's not a ton of it, but we go ahead and we mix that together too. And all the time, this is in a high heat pan, and definitely got to keep moving it around. That if you walk away, you're definitely in trouble. And there we go, a nice touch of soy sauce as well. And once again, just mixing that together, and especially by this time if you're making it at home, the aroma in the kitchen really jumps out at you. Everyone's going to be coming over being like, oh, what are you making? That smells great. This smells really good. And that extra touch of soy sauce right there really is one of the final touches to make the flavor exactly what you're looking for. And there we go, we're just mixing it around, and that's what you want it to look like. This is the kimchi fried rice, and this will definitely make you popular at home. Thank you for watching. We appreciate likes and comments. Please remember to subscribe.